Morning, Barb.
Morning, Barb. Morning, Gloria. Alan, good morning. Shabbat Shalom to you, Gloria, as well. Alan as well, Shabbat Shalom.
We are in business.
Yeah, 23 everybody.
Okay, I'm going to use the washroom for 1 minute.
Morning, Rosie. Morning, Jerome. Good morning, Judy. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Nice to have you aboard on a beautiful, sunny, warm-ish day in Winnipeg. Terry Kushner, good morning, Shabbat Shalom. Just to let you know, for those of you who are signing in early or coming in early this morning, welcome again. We have this morning the first and the second Aliyah that's open, and also the fifth and sixth, Hamishi and Shishi, is open as well. So Rishon, Sheni, Hamishi, and Shishi are available. And if you want to participate in a virtual Aliyah, just chat your name this morning, and to me, first come, first serve. I know, Terry, you are a Kohen on both sides of your family. So if you want to send us your chat name, we would be honored to give you the first Aliyah. So let us know.
It's great to have you. It's very cool.
Stacy, you look so good. That picture is fantastic. Who's the young guy with you? Shabbat Shalom. Alina, Shabbat Shalom. The Chef family, nice to have you this morning.
Hine ma tovu ma naim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu ma naim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu ma naim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה 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 טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Out there, wherever you are, we are coming to you live from the Rabbi Beahaalot'cha Chapel at Congregation Sheretz Zedek. A slightly different configuration of our team for this Shabbat morning. We gave Rabbi Anibal the week off and the morning off, as he's been working very hard for the last 3 months, along with so many people, but especially Rabbi Anibal. And so he's enjoying a little bit of time with Ashira, with Ronen, with family, unplugged and away from all of us. Meanwhile, we're all plugged in here, and it's great to have our Shamus, Bill Weissman, back with us. You've seen him during the week. We haven't had him on Shabbat for, 3 months. So it's great to see Bill again. I haven't even really seen Bill in person in a while. So it's great. And of course, Bonnie Robinson here, who has started us off with a beautiful recitation of Hine Ma Tov, leading us into our Shacharit for Shabbat service. I, of course, am Rabbi Matthew Leibel, and it is great to have you all along. Thank you for tuning in and inviting us into your homes or your cottages or your cars or wherever you are partaking and enjoying our services, backyards, potentially wherever. The point is, as Hine Ma Tov, that line from the Psalm says, wherever we are right now, we are together. We may not be in the same physical space, but we are together, logged on together, praying together, learning together, and showing that the feeling of community transcends the limitations that this pandemic has still put on us. We can still prevail, and we can still have these meaningful services. We've been doing them for so long, they almost are feeling normal. Like this is what we've been doing for a while.
Just want to say
The
hello.
new normal.
The new
Marvin
normal.
and Sandy Allen, Cantor David Wilder, Karina Izbisky, Gloria Perdomo, Yerach Borodiniatza, Shabbat Shalom, Alice, of course, and Debbie Pollock. These are all people that have joined us.
And
Thank
David
you.
Wilder is calling you Reb Velvel.
I know, he always does.
People are free to weigh in on the chat if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, or if you're just inclined, just sit back and enjoy the service. Follow along with our Siddur. We're using we call it the paperback Siddur, the Siddur for Shabbat and Chagim, Sabbath and festivals. All our Siddurim are on the website, szwinnipeg.ca, in PDF format for you to download or open simultaneously and follow along. Bill, you were about to say something.
Yeah. Rishon, Sheni, first and second, and Shishi are open. The fourth one has been, so the Chamishi has been assigned. So there are 3 open aliyah.
So Bill's looking ahead to the Torah service. If you are interested, you've got something you'd like to commemorate, maybe a yortzeit or some other meaningful event, and you'd like one of those open aliyot, we have 3. So you can send through the chat your Hebrew name and your parents' Hebrew names so that we can call you up when we get there. It's never too early to start getting in there. Also, if there are people you'd like to add to our Misha Berach prayer, which will be probably, it'll be just between the Torah service and the Haftarah. You can start sending us names in English if you have their permission, of course, or in Hebrew to include in our Misha Berach for all the people we are praying for. Also, yortzites, if you have any yortzites. You can send that. Bill is going to man our chat. Bonnie is going to lead us through Shacharit. I'll accompany her on the keyboard, and Bonnie and I will share some Torah reading duties. And then we'll have I have the opportunity to offer a Dvar Torah, which is, I get to do commentary during the Torah, but I don't get to do the Dvar very often, so it's going to be a special morning, and we're thrilled to have you along for the ride. For now, let's make it a special morning by counting our blessings. As my partner Rabbi Anibal always says, there's never anything going on that would prevent us, no matter how difficult, from counting our blessings and the things for which we are thankful. So we do that on page 5 of the Siddur. We invite you wherever you are to stand up for Elohai, the Birchot HaShachar opening blessings, a version that we do by Craig Taubman.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi, Tehorahi, Tehorahi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sachvi bina lehavkin ben yom uven laila.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tzalmo.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani bat kori.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi, Tehorahi, Tehorahi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivri.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, albish arumi.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asuri.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufi.
Amen.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi, Tehorahi, Tehorahi.
Page 6.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, roka haaretz alamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa li kol tzorki.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechi mitzadei gaver.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bigvura.
Amen.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi, Tehorahi, Tehorahi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten layaev koach.
Amen. Last time.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi, Tehorahi, Tehorahi.
We invite you to remain standing for Baruch She'amar, which is found in the Siddur, also on page 6.
Page 7.
Page 7, my bad. Page 7.
Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch hu, Baruch oseh v'reshit, Baruch omer ve'oseh, Baruch ozer u'mekayem, Baruch merachem al ha'aretz, Baruch merachem al habiriyot, Baruch mishalem sachar tov l'reav, Baruch Hailad v'kayam lanetzach, Baruch modeh umatzil, Baruch shemo
Lai 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 lai
La 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 la
la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la la Please be seated. We invite you to turn ahead to page 8 in the Siddur. Psalm number 148. An opportunity for us to praise God.
Hallelujah et Adonai min hashamayim, Hallelujah bamromim, Hallelujah kol malachav, Hallelujah kol tzivav, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Shemesh v'yareach, Hallelujah, Kol Koch ve'or, Hallelujah, Shemei hashamayim ve'amayim asher mi'al hashamayim, Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Kol Malachav, Hallelujah, Kol Tzivav, Hallelujah, Hallelujah.
Before we move on with the formal part of the Shacharit, the morning service, let's turn to page 46 and rise for the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'galau v'zman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shemei dekudsha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, v'yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. You may be seated. We continue now with what's long been known as the official beginning to Shacharit and the introduction of our Shacharit Nusach with the words Shochen Ad Marom V'Kadosh Shemo on page 10 of the Siddur. And
Shochen Ad Marom V'Kadosh Shemo,
Shochen Ad Marom V'Kadosh Shemo,
B'fi Yesharim Titalal Uvedivrei Tzadikim Titbarach,
ובלשון חסידים תתרומם, ובקרב קדושים תתקדש. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן.
יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה
בריחו
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא, ואימרו ואימרו
ואימרו ואימרו
ואימרו ואימרו
ואימרו. Amen. We invite you to rise once again. Join Bonnie in the call and answer, call to worship of the Barhu on page 12. One second, Bonnie. Give you your key here. Yeah. Okay, one second.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvorech choshev, oseh shalom uvoreh et hakol.
Please be seated. I usually think of Shacharit on Shabbat, or really every day of the week, as kind of having four parts. The opening part, maybe three parts. The opening part, beginning, middle, and end. The opening part, which we've gotten through here, through the call to the worship. Now the lead up to the Shema. I guess, well, it's hard to decide if the lead up to the Amida and the Amida are a part, or anyway. But the point is, now we're making our way into the second idea, the theme, right? And we know from Jewish prayer, from being together so many times, that we build up to things. We don't just launch right into it. We build up a little bit to the Baruch Hu. We build up to the Shema so that we get our intention, our kavanah right, so that we get our heads on straight and our souls all aligned and everything good. You can't just dive in, right? Even last night, if you were with us, Beahaalot'cha Shabbat, we don't go right into L'chad Odi. We have 6 psalms that warm us up, and then we get into L'chad Odi. So we're not going to dive right into the Shema. We're going to warm ourselves up. And in order to do that, we're going to turn to Beahaalot'cha. There are 2 blessings. One is we do with Or Chadash, and the other one is with Beahaalot'cha. Today we'll focus on the second of these 2 blessings right before the Shema. It's during this paragraph or this part of the Siddur people often gather together, or encouraged to gather together the four corners of their tzitzit, of their talit, their tzitzit, in preparation for the Shema. Again, part of the preparation, so that when we're reading through the silent part of the Shema, we can kiss our tzitzit. We gather all four corners together and wrap them around our right hand index finger. A moment, a symbol of unification, of gathering from Me'arba kanfot ha'aretz, is one of the lines, from the four corners of the world. Of course, we know that the world is round, but we get the idea, we get the metaphor.
Well, right now it might be square.
No, the world is still round. The world is still round. And so we're preparing ourselves. And V'ha erinenu, right? Rabbi Mas always talks about, V'ha erinenu is talking about enlightening our eyes with the Torah. And we know that in Jewish tradition that sight and sound often go together. Let's think about Revelation at Sinai, right? Where they saw the sounds and they heard the sights. Pretty amazing. We know that the Shema is all about covering our eyes and focusing on the sound. But before we do that, we ask to have the Torah open our eyes so that these two feelings, these two prayers can work hand in hand, complement each other, and complete us. So, for V'ha erinenu, a version done by the popular, I believe, recording artist in Israel, Yehuda, not to be confused with our own friend Yehuda Cherney, who I know is watching, but I don't think he wrote this one.
Maybe he did.
It's a beautiful version. It takes these words of V'ha erinenu and turns them into, well, it's almost like a beautiful pop song. And I'm just, for anyone who's wondering, I'm making sure I've got all of Bonnie's keys so that in our meeting on Monday she can tell me what felt low and what felt too high. So far I feel like it's been pretty good, Bonnie. V'ha erinenu is on page 12. We love this beautiful version introduced to us by Rabbi Anibal Mas, and Bonnie's going to do it.
V'ha erinenu b'toratecha v'dabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha
V'ha erinenu b'toratecha v'dabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha
v'yached levaveinu le'ava u'l'yira et shemecha ve'lo nevosh le'olam va'ed ve'lo nevosh le'olam le'olam va'ed ki v'shem koshecha Hagadol v'hanora batachnu nagila v'nismecha bishuatecha v'ha erinenu b'toratecha v'dabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael be'ahava. We turn to page 14 for the Shema. Cover our eyes. I think this is the one. Shema Yisrael
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
We'll give ourselves just a few moments to read silently through the second and third paragraphs of the Shema. If you've got your tzitzit wrapped around your finger, pay special attention to the third paragraph, and for the three instances where tzitzit is mentioned, custom is to give quick little kisses like that. That's the way I learned it, 2 quick little kisses. But then again, Bill Wiseman taught me that, and sometimes you never know what he was feeding me when I was 19 years old. Old Romanian North End customs. The Shema.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
So now we move into what I would call the third part. It's either 3 of 4, the build up to the Amidah, or it's including the Amidah. The last part of our Shachri, right? We've been building to the Shema. We built to Baruch, we built to the Shema, now we build up to the Amidah, which of course will stand for in the Talmud, when they talk about tefillah, it's funny. Just this past week on Wednesday, I was invited for every month. I've been joining the grade 6 class from Gray Academy by internet, because I used to go into their class once a month, and we would do kind of half an hour together and different things. And I've done we've done the last 3, and this week we got together as they're winding things down. We talked about prayer. We talked about tefillah, and one of the things that can't remember if it was I was just reading about. We were talking about that when tefillah is mentioned in the Talmud, they're talking about the Amidah. They're talking about the Shmona Esrei, which of course we know is a misnomer because there's actually 19 parts of during the week. But that's not important. The idea that tefillah is specifically focusing on the Amidah, how important the Amidah specifically looked at as replacing the sacrifices, the korbanot, the way we used to get karov, close to God. Animal sacrifices haven't been possible for 2,000 years since the Second Temple was destroyed. So we have the Amidah 3 times a day. Every prayer service, Shachrit, Mincha, Mariv, always has an Amidah. No matter what, always has an Amidah. And so we're building up to that now with Micha Mocha on page 17. By the end of Micha Mocha, we'll stand. Again, it's all about preparation, getting ourselves right. Micha Mocha reminds us of the parting of the sea, the song of the sea. And this idea, Micha Mocha Ba'ilim Adonai, no one, no thing, nothing like God, right? And then also the idea of a Shira Chadashah, a new song that opened up for our ancestors when they made their way out of slavery and experienced freedom when they got through, and our ability to take difficult moments in our lives and transform them always with a new song. So Micha Mocha, page 17. This version that we do pretty much every week is the one by Craig Taubman. We're doing a lot of Taubman today. Bonnie likes Taubman.
Yeah, I do.
And one of the features of Craig Taubman that's so interesting is that whereas most Jewish music, both liturgical and even popular folk, right, everything is in a minor key, Taubman puts almost everything in a major key. He got his start working for the Disney Channel. Did you know that? For Disney?
Oh, don't tell me that,
Writing
please.
from the West Coast, LA, yeah. He's one of his most popular recordings of something called Friday Night Alive, I think.
I won't
Friday
be able
Night
to
Live?
get Mickey Mouse out of my head now.
Micha Mocha, page 17. Please, Bonnie.
Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osef eleh. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osef eleh. Shira chadasha, shipchu geolim l'shimcha, al tzfat hayam yachad kulam, hodu ve'imlichu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osef eleh.
Please rise.
Sur Yisrael, kuma bezrat Yisrael, uvdechinu mecha Yehuda veYisrael, go'aleinu Adonai tzvaot shemo, kedosh Yisrael. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osef eleh. Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
We invite you to remain standing for the Amidah as we have now arrived. We'll sing it in the style of Heicha Kedusha. The first three blessings, the Avot, the Gvurot, and the Kedusha, we will do together aloud as is our custom. And then we will turn to silent prayer. So important because you can follow the words, the traditional words, in either the Hebrew or the English and work your way through the Siddur. Or you can take this opportunity to use your own words of prayer. So much of the Siddur directs us with other words, words sometimes that have been around for thousands of years. And sometimes people feel like it doesn't always speak for them, from week to week, from month to month, from year to year, from whenever they're experiencing a synagogue or a Jewish prayer service. So the Amidah is an opportunity to make this a truly personal and individual experience, to imagine yourself with a private audience before God. What would you bring up? That's what the Amidah, when we get to the silent part, is all about. But together, we start off at the beginning with page 18 in the Heicha Kedusha style, a familiar tune, also in a major key, of the Amidah. Okay, Bonnie, I think I've got... So far, it's been fabulous, Bonnie. You've been absolutely great.
Thank you.
I don't know what the people on the chat are saying, but I don't really care
They
because I know
probably
you've been
can't sing
awesome.
along 'cause it's too low.
No, it's been great. Here we go. On page 18 again, the Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot, Umevi Goel Livnei Vneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer, Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye Meitim Ata Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal.
Can't remember what we did here.
Just doesn't matter. Whatever you do is fine.
Oh boy.
Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye Meitim Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofech Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umidom Elach Melech Meimid Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'nema Natalia Chayot Meitim Baruch Atah Adonai Mechaye HaMeitim Nekadesh Et Shimcha Ba'olam Kishem Shemakdishim Oto Bishmei Marom Kakatuv Al Yad Neviecha V'Karazel Zeh Ve'amar Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh Adonai Tzevaot Melech kol haaretz kivodo Az bekol rash gadol adir v'chazak mashmim kol Mitnasim leumat serafim leumatam baruch yomeru
Baruch kevod Adonai mimekomo.
Mimkom chamalkenu tofia v'timloch aleinu ki mechakim anachnu lach Matai timloch b'tzion b'karov b'yameinu leolam va'ed tishkon Titgadal v'titkadash b'toch Yerushalayim ircha L'dor v'ador l'netzach netzachim V'einenu tirena malchutecha kadavar hamur b'shirei uzecha Al yedei David Mashiach tzidkecha
Yimloch Adonai leolam Elohai Tzion Ledor vador Hallelujah. On page 22, we have the finale moment of the Kedusha, Ledor vador, one of the most favorite and special prayers in all of our liturgy. And today we will be doing the Craig Taubman version in a major key. Hey, Bonnie's our prayer leader. She gets to choose. Please join us on page 22.
Ledor vador nagi godlecha Ledor vador nagi godlecha Ulenetzach netzachim kedushatcha
Ledor vador nagid godlecha Ledor vador nagid godlecha Ulenetzach netzachim kedushatcha nagdish B'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed B'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed Ledor vador nagid godlecha
Ledor vador nagid godlecha Ulenetzach netzachim kedushatcha nagdish Ki el melech gadol v'kadosh ata
Ledor vador nagid godlecha
Ledor vador nagid godlecha
Baruch atah Adonai
Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen. We invite you now to continue with your own private Amida, whether in the Hebrew, the English, or with your own words of prayer.
So just before we continue, everybody, there are so many of you that are online, it's impossible to thank everybody for being there. So just a general thank you, Shabbat Shalom to everybody who's on. Just to remind you that the first Aliyah, the honor is to Lauren Weiss. The second one is to Ron Cantor in honor of his mother's yurtzeit. Third one, the fifth one is Jerome Foreman. And the sixth one is Yerach Lazarovitz from Florida. So the other ones are also taken. So thank you again for all of you who volunteered. There are others as well, but sort of first come, first serve. Bless that. By the way, somebody likes Greta Taubman. I think her name is Alice. I think I know her.
I just realized Yerach is from Orlando and I made a crack about Mickey Mouse.
It's okay. You'll get over it.
He appreciates it.
Let
He's
me-
Romanian, so
That's right. Let me offer a Yeshur Kochech to Bonnie Robinson, who has done a superb job singing through the Shacharit, the morning service for us. It's nice to accompany you. It was a good change. I really enjoyed it
Nice
quite a
for
bit.
me. Thank you.
It's really, really great. Bonnie's a jack of all trades. A Bonnie of all trades. She's been doing absolutely fabulous work, especially over the last 3 months, but even before that for the last several years. And Bonnie's going to continue for us with the Torah service. What's that, page 34?
Well, Kaddish Shalom.
Kaddish Shalem on page 32, and then the Torah service. So if you want to take a seat for a second, we'll get you to stand. Kaddish Shalem.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ביאלמה דברך ירתי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגאולה ובזמן קריב וימרו. אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה.
בריחו.
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה וימרו.
Amen.
תתקבל צלעות הון ובעד הון דכל ישראל קדם אבוהון דבישמיה וימרו.
Amen.
יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו.
Amen.
עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו.
Bonnie, you
Amen.
shouldn't feel bad. Yerach forgives you. And Jerome Fulmer reminds us that Mickey lives in California.
Well,
Debatable.
yeah, that's one person's opinion.
Wherever you are, we invite you to rise. We'll now continue with the Torah service, beginning with taking the Torah out of the ark. Just a quick note, these words that are so familiar to us, Vayehi bin Soah ha'aron, they come from this week's Parsha. And they're very special because they are marked off in every scroll of the Torah with inverted nuns before and after these passages. Unfortunately, we don't read it today, so I can't get into it too much, but it would be wrong of me not to mention that these very words we use multiple times a week come from the Parsha we are about to read. Beahaalot'cha. Bonnie, page 34, please.
Okay. I need 4 hands.
Do you want me or do you want Bill?
Oh, no, I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it's just going to take me a minute.
It's all good.
Vayehi bin Soah ha'aron vayomer Moshe Kuma Adonai v'yafutzu oivecha v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha ki mitzion tetzei Torah ki mitzion Tetzei Torah udevar Adonai mirushalayim Baruch Shenatan Torah Baruch Shenatan Torah Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo.
Gadlu Adonai Itzai Unromema Shemo Yachdav Lecha
Adonai HaGedula Ve'Hagevura Ve'Hatiferet Ve'Hanetzach Ve'Hod Ki Cho B'Shamayim Haaretz Ki Cho B'Shamayim Uvaretz Lecha Adonai HaMamlacha Ve'Haminaseh Lecho Lerosh.
Rammemu,
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 Rammemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Vehishtachavu, Vehishtachavu,
Lahadam
Raglav Kadoshu,
Rammemu,
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 Rammemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Vehishtachavu, Vehishtachavu, Lehar Kodsho,
Ki
Kadosh,
Ki
Kadosh,
Adonai
Eloheinu. Please be seated wherever you are. If you have not already done so, get yourselves comfortable so that we may continue with the reading from the Torah and from this week's Parsha, Beahaalot'cha. Our readings are also available on our website, www.szwinnipeg.ca, where you can follow along with PDFs from our Chumash, the Etz Chaim Chumash. If you have that Etz Chaim Chumash, it's page 821, chapter 9 in the book of Numbers, verses 15 through 18. So if you have a different Chumash, you're using Numbers chapter 9, verses 15 through 18. Just a quick word, because I know some of you out there are pretty savvy, and you know we're in the first year of our 3-year triennial cycle, where we're used to reading the first part of every parsha, the first third roughly. This will be picking up the middle third. We've made a switch. Our hand has been forced by the pandemic. You see, today, on June 13th, 2020, at Sheretz Zedek, we were supposed to have a bat mitzvah. A young lady was going to be called to the Torah, and it was very significant because it was the same parsha as her father and as her grandmother, Beahaalot'cha. So when all of this happened 3+ months ago, family and I got to talking, and we decided the best move would be to postpone and wait till next year because the parsha meant something so much to this family. So Julia Lazarek and her family will be here at the end of May next year on Parsha Beahaalot'cha. But because of all the preparation Julia had done, learning multiple readings from the Torah, and members of her family had taken on the responsibility of learning multiple readings from the Torah, it felt like a wasted opportunity, and it didn't feel like we needed to read this year's triennial cycle today, but we could make a switch. So since the spirit of the triennial cycle is that we read the entire Torah over the course of 3 years, I hope you will all, as the ritual team gave me the thumbs up earlier this week, understand why I made a bit of an executive decision and said the Lazarek family should be able to do the same Torah readings on this parsha next year. They shouldn't be hurt by this pandemic any more than they already have been, having to reschedule and wait a whole year. So for today, we will skip to what would have been next year's triennial year 2 reading, and therefore we're in the middle of this very interesting parsha. Keep in mind, next week we would have had a bat mitzvah as well, so we're going to do the same thing for next week's parsha, and then we will go back to the first, trying to be consistent. Rather than do the first triennial year this year and repeat it next year, then try and cram everything together, we're just going a little bit out of order. And hey, if you've been with me long enough, you know that the Torah sometimes goes out of order, and I think we can all agree that in this case, it would be warranted, and an exception can be made.
So it's a spoiler alert.
So it's a little bit of a spoiler alert that we're going a little out of order. That means we won't cover the beginning of this parsha, Beahaalot'cha, coming from Lahaalot, to lighting the lamp, lighting the menorah in the Mishkan, the menorah that later will be in the Beit HaMikdash, the menorah that later is desecrated and then is the miracle of Hanukkah, that menorah, and the first Pesach in the wilderness, Pesach Sheni. We talked about this, maybe you remember when it happened in our calendar. The people who couldn't participate in that very first Pesach in the wilderness 1 year after the Exodus, what do? So after those episodes, we find ourselves in the middle of chapter 9, and we are reminded of the formula that allows Bnei Israel to march, because they're just about ready to leave Har Sinai, to leave Mount Sinai. They're organized by their tribes, they know where they're going to camp, they know how they're going to march, and now they need their signal, and the signal comes in the form of God's presence as a cloud, a divine cloud which hovers over the Mishkan by day and turns into a fire cloud by night. And one of the notes I love, if you have the Etz Chaim Chumash, forgive me, but I'll read from it for those of you who do not have. Great note. The function of religion is often to intrude a cloud on our bright days, reminding us of suffering in the world, like when we break a glass at a Jewish wedding, and to send light into our darkest nights, keeping us from despair. Right? Religion isn't always about light during the darkness. Sometimes we need to be reminded on our brighter days of the clouds, and that is a metaphor, a symbol of the function of not just the practical purposes of this divine fire cloud and cloud during the day, but also a great interpretation. It reminds me of something so powerful. One of our clerical colleagues from just across the way, Reverend Megan Roberts from the Unitarian Church, at Rabbi Cleel's installation, she dropped a line that it moved me, and I've used it so many times, that as clergy, quite often we're supposed to make the afflicted feel comfortable. But sometimes we have to make the comfortable feel afflicted. Very interesting, and I think it parallels the idea here. So follow along with Bonnie as she starts our Torah reading from Parsha Beahaalot'cha, from the middle of the Parsha, for a little twist, page 821 if you have it, chapter 9, verses 15 through 18. Lauren Weiss is our first honorary honoree. Label ben Shalom V'Sara, I believe. V'yazor v'yashiv l'chol achosim bo v'nomar amen. Akol avogoda l'Eloheinu tnu chavod Torah yamod. Label ben Shalom V'Sara l'aliyah rishona. Baruch shenatan Torah ma'Yisrael b'kedushato. Ve'atem adveikim b'Adonai Elohechem. Chaim kulchem hayom. Baruchu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Uvyam hakim et hamishkan, kisa he'anan et hamishkan le'ohel haidut, uva'erev yihyeh al hamishkan, kemare eish ad boker, ken yihyeh tamid ha'anan yechasenu, umare eish laila, ולפי העלות הענן מעל האוהל ואחרי כן ייסעו בני ישראל ובמקום אשר ישכון שם הענן שם יחנו בני ישראל על פי אדוני ייסעו בני ישראל ועל פי Adonai yachanu kol yemei asher yishkon hanan al hamishkan yachanu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yasher Koach to Lauren Weiss, our first honorary honoree this morning with the Rishon Aliyah. Yasher Kochech, Bonnie. Beautiful. Sheni is the second Aliyah. If you have the Etz Chaim Chumash printout, it is page 822, verses 19 through 23. Chapter 9 in the book of Numbers, verses 19 through 23.
And the second honoree is Ron Cantor, in honor of his mother's Yortzat Min Cantor. His name is Israel Yehuda ben Moshe Azriel.
Israel Yehuda ben Moshe Azriel. Yamod Yisrael Yehuda ben Moshe Azriel. L'aliyah shniyah. Baruch et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Uvha'arich ha'anan al hamishkan yamim rabim v'shameru v'nei Yisrael et mishmeret Adonai v'lo yisa'u v'yesh asher yihyeh ha'anan Yamim mispar al hamishkan. Al pi Adonai yachanu, ve'al pi Adonai yisa'u, ve'yesh asher yihyeh ha'anan me'erev ad boker, ve'na'ala ha'anan ba'boker, ve'nasa'u o yomam v'layla, ve'na'ala ha'anan ve'nasa'u o yomayim o chodesh o yamim beha'arich ha'anan al hamishkan lishkon alav yachanu b'nei Yisrael v'lo yisa'u uv'he'aloto yisa'u al pi Adonai yachanu v'al pi Adonai yisa'u et mishmeret Adonai shamaru al pi Adonai
beyad Moshe. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yasher koach to Ron Cantor, our honorary second honoree this morning, commemorating his mother's yortzeit. Thank you for taking this aliyah to the Torah, Ron. And Yasher kochech to Bonnie again for a beautiful reading. Shlishi, the third aliyah. Bonnie will read one more for us, page 822 if you have it, into chapter 10. So now Numbers chapter 10, verses 1 through 7, introducing us here over the next two aliyot to the Chatzot Tzrot. Not talked about very much. We know about shofar blasts. Those are very familiar. But what about trumpet blasts, and particularly these two silver trumpets? And we're going to learn that they actually teach us a little bit about the shofar from Rosh Hashanah, which is quite familiar. We'll get to that maybe in a second. Page 822, verses 1 through 7 in chapter 10. Our honorary third honoree is Gloria Cantor. Tamod Gittel Shendel Bar Yaakov Veliba Laliyah Shlishit. Baruchu et Adonai Amvorach.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, aseh lecha shetei chatzot zerot kesef miksha taseh otam v'hayu lecha lemikra ha'eda ulmasa et hamachanot v'taka'u bahen v'noadu elecha kol ha'eda el petach ohel moed ve'im be'achat yidka'u v'noadu elecha nesi'im rashei alfei Yisrael utkatem tru'a v'naseu hamachanot hachonim kedma utkatem tru'a shenit v'naseu hamachanot hachonim temana tru'a yitka'u lemasehem uvhakil et hakahal titka'u velo
Tariu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Asher kochech to Gloria Cantor, our honorary third honoree this morning, and a kol hakavod Yasher kochech Gedolah for Bonnie Robinson. Beautiful job of the Torah reading. Just before I jump in there and take over with the next aliyah, I'll read for you. I'll draw your attention to the note at the very bottom in the gray box if you have the Etz Chaim Chumash. If not, I'll read it for you. From those verses that Bonnie read at the end, verses 5, 6, and 7. So let's just review in the English. But when you sound short blasts, the truah, that's the translation, the short blasts. But when you sound short blasts, the divisions encamped on the east shall move forward. And when you sound short blasts a second time, those encamped on the south shall move forward. Thus short blasts shall be blown for setting them in motion. While to convoke the congregation you shall blow long blasts, that's tekiyah, not not short blasts. That's truah. And the note at the bottom, these verses are the basis for the Talmud's rule that in blowing the shofar in Rosh Hashanah, the tekiah and the truah are different sounds, and that every truah must be preceded and followed by a tekiah. So this is the inspiration for the order of which we are very familiar, the shofar blasts. A rabbi, one of the leading conservative North American rabbis, and I kind of read what he's been doing. I always kind of check in. David Wolpe, who we had here as a scholar in residence a few years ago, when I was still on the radio, and he and I had a funny moment quietly where he said to me, a lot of people tell me that they think you should become a rabbi, and I told him, yeah, there's no chance that that's going to happen. I'm on the radio, and I swear to you, Rabbi Wolpe looked me in the face and he said, okay, and he just walked away. It's a bright man. He had a fantastic, I never got in touch to let him know, I mean, maybe I should, but he had a fantastic little teaching that I should have printed out and brought and attributed to him because it was fantastic, about translating. The idea was one of these sounds, tekiah, is about getting people together sounding people together for a common goal, whereas truah is more of a sound of alarm. And this beautiful idea in just a few short words, a few short paragraphs of, in these times, how we get together, and we shouldn't try and summon people through fear, by frightening them, through alarm, but by something that unifies us. I'm a little bit butchering it, but I invite you to go and seek it out from the Sinai Temple website after Shabbat, or when you're doing some more studying over the course of this week or this weekend to come. But a very interesting teaching that ties into the shofar blasts.
Matthew, just one more thing.
Yes, Bill.
If you think about armies, the charge, when you hear all armies, at least that we know, that's a charge.
Right, that's what I mean. That's
The
truah.
roots.
That's the sound of alarm. That's like the cavalry, right? They're coming. But the idea that, and it says it right there, right? You want to convoke the congregation. Did you pull out gloves for me? Oh, Bonnie, you're incredible. With the sound of unity, something that unifies, and not by using fear, but by using hope, the sound of hope. And that's what we know the tekiah is supposed to be, right? So if Bill's right, if the truah reminds us of going to battle and alarm, then it's a very good comment that Rabbi Wolpe makes. I encourage you to find that so that you can see it exactly how he put it, because he's got a fantastic way with words.
It's like an iPhone alarm clock.
It's like what?
An iPhone alarm.
What is like an iPhone alarm clock? The truah?
Yeah.
Revi'i is next, our fourth aliyah. A little bit more about these trumpets before we move on to our next topic. Page 823, if you have it. It's Numbers chapter 10, verses 8, 9, and 10. And our honorary fourth honoree this morning. It's a very special occasion. Every aliyah, of course, is very special. But today, Lois Ackerman, one of our Shabbat morning regulars for such a long time, whom my Baba always points out she taught. She taught Lois. Lois is celebrating a birthday. And she has asked for this aliyah, and we are thrilled to give it to her in celebrating this special milestone in her life. So Lois, this one's for you. Page 823, verses 8, 9, and 10. Ta'amoho liba barito vegito laliyah harvit.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai vorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Uvnei Aharon hakohanim yitkeu b'chatzotzrot v'hayu lachem lechukat olam ledorotechem v'chi tavo milchama be'artzechem al hatzar hatzorer etchem v'hareotem b'chatzotzrot v'nizkartem lifnei Adonai Elohechem v'noshatem me'oyevechem uvyom simchatchem uvmoadechem uvrashei chodshechem utkatem b'chatzotzrot al olotechem ve'al zivchei shalmechem ve'hayu lachem lezikaron lifnei Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Again, this aliyah is dedicated to Lois Ackerman, celebrating a very special birthday. Misha Beirach Avotenu Avram Yitzchak B'Yaakov Sar Rivka Rachel V'Leah U'Yevarech Et Liba Bat Yidel V'Gito She'alta Hayom Lichvod HaMakom V'Lichvod HaTorah V'Lichvod HaShabbat U'Lehodot Al Kol HaChasadim Asher Gamala Elohim Miyom Hivaldat Hayom Hazeh HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yishmor Otav Et Kol Mishpachta Vishlach bracha v'tzlacha b'chol ma'aseh yadeya im kol Yisrael acheya v'nomar amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Sar, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah, bless Lois Ackerman, Liba, Bat Yidel V'Gittel, who has come for an aliyah this morning with reverence for God and respect for the Torah in this Shabbat, grateful to God for the gift of life she has enjoyed until this day. Lois, may the Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be God, continue to bless you with length of years, good health, the pleasures of Torah study, and the profound satisfaction that comes from a life of Ma'asim Tovim, good deeds. In celebrating this and other birthdays, may your example remind us. People may count the days of their life, but a person of wisdom makes every day count. And let us say, Amen. Simen tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov v'simen tov u'mazel tov v'simen tov u'mazel tov v'simen tov yehelanu u'lecho Yisrael yehelanu u'lecho Yisrael Yehelanu, u'lecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, u'lecho Yisrael. Mazel tov, yesher kochech, yom huledet sameach. Happy birthday, many happy returns of the day, Lois. Ad mea ve'esrim. May we have the opportunity to celebrate many more birthdays together in shul. This year, everyone's getting their COVID birthdays. But next year, for all of these wonderful occasions, may we all be together so we can continue to celebrate. But it's still a very special occasion. We wish you all the best, Lois.
Amen.
Chamishi is next. It's our fifth aliyah. Page 823, if you have it. We're in Numbers chapter 10, verses 11 through 20. Now we're actually getting into the march. They know about the cloud to lead the way. They know about the trumpets to get them going. And now it's time to go and to see how the camps go. And of course, we're going to see Yehuda. The tribe of Judah was the tribe in front, leading the way. And we'll see that unfold here. Again, page 823, chapter 10, verses 11 through 20. Foman, right? Jerome
Absolute-
Foman.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so great to have Jerome. What? That's his last name. Foman. Jerome Foman is our honorary fifth honoree. Yamod Zelig ben Ephraim v'Golda l'aliyah hachamishit.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Vorach leolam vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayehi bashana shenit b'choresh hasheni b'esrim b'choresh na'ala he'anan me'al mishkan ha'idut vayisu v'nei Yisrael l'masehem mimidbar Sinai vayishkon he'anan b'midbar Paran Vaisu barishona al pi Adonai biyad Moshe Vaisa דגל מחנה בני יהודה בראשונה לצבאותם, ועל צבאו נחשון בן עמינדב, ועל צבא מטה בני יששכר נתנאל בן צוער, ועל צבא מטה בני זבולון אליאב בן חילון, והורד המשכן ונשאו בני גרשון ובני מררי נושאי המשכן, ונשא דגל מחנה ראובן לצבאותם, ועל צבאו אליצור בן שדיאור, ועל צבא מטה בני שמעון שלומיאל בן צורי שדי, ועל צבא מטה בני גד אליסף בן דeuel.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach to Jerome Foman, our honorary fifth honoree this morning. Moving on to Shishi, sixth Aliyah, page 824 if you have it. Numbers chapter 10, verses 21 through 28. Continuing the business of the march, and you hear the repetition as we get tribe by tribe and all the little details along the way. Again, 824, chapter 10, verses 21 through 28. Who's this? Yerach.
But there's a couple of things on it. First of all, I want to welcome over and above everybody else who's been here, Rabbi Alan Finkel, our colleague who's joined us
Oh,
this morning.
beautiful, beautiful.
And Yerach, after much going in front discussion here, finally came up with the correct answer here, that Mickey is a citizen of the world.
Oh, gosh.
To which Thelmasaurus replied...
Are we still doing this, huh?
I know. The Thelmasaurus replied saying, well, does it mean he can cross borders without having to self-isolate? No answer to
The
that.
border's closed.
It's good to see that Talmudic logic abounds even on the interactive Sheretz Zedek chat. Some of you may think that was a slight dig. It wasn't. I mean, it sort of was.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It was also kind of a compliment that this is what's taking place on the chat. Yes. The words of the Torah don't really inspire the people. It's Mickey Mouse. Okay. Let's continue on. Yerach's Hebrew name is what? Yerach ben Shmuel. Yerach. Have we gotten a pronunciation on his last name? Lazarovitz? Okay, Lazarowitz. Sorry. Yamod Yerach ben Shmuel el Yahashishit.
Baruch et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Borach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. V'nasu hakehatim nosei hamikdash v'hekimu et hamishkan ad boam v'nasa degel machane v'nei Ephraim letzivotam ve'al tzva'o Elishama ben Amihud ve'al tzva' mate b'nei Menashe Gamliel ben Peratzur ve'al tzva' mate b'nei Binyamin Avidan ben Gidoni v'nasa degel machane v'nei Dan me'asef l'chol ha'machanot letzivotam ve'al tzva'o Achiezer ben Amishadai ve'al tzva' mate b'nei Asher Pagiel ben Ochran ve'al tzva' mate b'nei Naftali Achira ben Einan Ele Masei b'nei Yisrael letzivotam v'yisau.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Just one more quick note. Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with Mickey Mouse, but it's about what we read from the Torah. I saw this one here in the Etz Chaim Chumash, and I thought it was very interesting. going through the order. I mean, there's not much to say when it's something kind of formulaic and detailed like this, but a very interesting note on page 825, if you have it in the Chumash. I'll just read it for those of us who don't. The tribe of Dan brought up the rear in the marching order. The Torah describes Dan as gatherer, me'asef. Did you hear that word in what I just read, me'asef? Prompting Rashi to speculate that Dan's task was to gather up lost objects that had been dropped on the way and return them to their owners. Interesting. They would also gather in straying individuals who had become lost or had fallen behind. One source suggests the tribe of Dan was chosen for this role because, even though its members were weak in religious faith, remember, parenthetically, the territory of Dan would later become a site of idol worship, they were strong in their love for their fellow Israelites. There is a need in today's community for people who express their religious faith by caring for those left behind. Beautiful teaching. And it leads us to our seventh and final aliyah. Shvi'i Maftir, page 825, verses 29 through 34. I'm always fascinated by the interactions between Moses and his father-in-law. As I'm going to get to in my Devar, Moses' family really doesn't do much for him. And Moses, he's always working. Every time we see him, he's working, right? He's dealing with people. Later in this parsha, they're going to grumble about food. They're always grumbling. He's always, the stress, I don't know how he lived to 120 with the stress that he endured.
It only felt like 100.
Just like it felt like 100. Just a joke, right? But it's Yitro, or as he's described here by one of his other names, Chovav ben Reuel, Moses' father-in-law, a priest from Midian, not an Israelite, not a Hebrew, not Jewish. He's the only person who has these human moments with Moses. And he has a parsha name for him, Yitro, the parsha where we have the Ten Commandments. He tells Moses about delegating, and he looks after him. And he's been with them here, but now they're going to separate. I'm just always fascinated by these moments where we see Moses interact with Yitro, with his father-in-law. His relationship with Yitro brings out something in Moses that no other character in the Torah really does. And so sometimes we don't really focus on it, but I find it quite fascinating. That's all I'll say about that, and we'll lead into it. What's really interesting here is that they have this back and forth, and we actually don't really get the answer. See what I mean? Follow along. Page 825, our final aliyah, Shvi'i Maftir, chapter 10, verses 29 through 34. The final aliyah, as you know, goes to our Haftarah reader, and this morning we are honored to have Barb Neiman as our 7th honorary honoree and the Haftarah reader for this year for Parshat Beahaalot'cha. Tamod bracha bat Yoel Yitzchak v'Leah maftirach Chizki.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayomer Moshe lechovav ben Reuel Amidyani choten Moshe nosim anachnu el hamakom asher amar Adonai oto eten lachem lecha itanu vehetavnu lach Ki Adonai diber tov al Yisrael, vayomer elav lo elech ki mel artzi vel moladati elech, vayomer al na tazov otanu ki al ken yadata chanotenu bamidbar v'hayita lanu le'enayim v'haya ki telech imanu v'haya hatov hahu asher yetiv Adonai imanu v'hetavnu lach v'yisu mehar Adonai derech shloshet yamim varon brit Adonai nosei alifnehem derech shloshet yamim latur lahem menucha vanan Adonai alehem yomam benosam mina machaneh.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yishar Kochech Barb, our honorary seventh honoree this morning. Barb will be chanting the Haftarah coming up in a few minutes. Page 837 in the Etz Chaim Chumash. The Haftarah for Beahaalot'cha is very interesting. It's from the prophet Zechariah, one of the 12 minor prophets. We don't see a lot from these minor prophets. It's always a treat when we get to read from their books. From Zechariah, we'll be reading from chapter 2, verse 14 through the end of chapter 3. The long, full version of this Haftarah includes chapter 4, which has a vision of a menorah, which is the connection to the Parsha Beahaalot'cha, which started with lighting the menorah, and is also the reason why this Haftarah has the unique distinction of being featured twice in every calendar year. Most Haftarot only come up once. Why does this one come up twice? Because not only is it the one for Beahaalot'cha, it is also the Haftarah recited on the Shabbat during Chanukah. For the same reason, the reference to the menorah, which, in the interests of time, we have slashed from what you will be hearing from Barb today. But you can read the full version in chapter 4 of Zechariah and in the English and the Chumash beginning on page 837. It's just what we got to do sometimes. We'll keep it for Hanukkah, right, exactly. So what's going to happen now? Oh, and then the last thing I was going to say, just that episode with Chovav, with Yitro, right, he says he's not going to go with them. Moses asks him, and I love that line where he says, you'll be our eyes, Einaim, right? You can tell us where to go. And there's a great note about the fact that, like, the Israelites have the cloud. Why do they need Yitro? And the rabbis kind of praise Moshe for not counting on miracles, right? You can't expect miracles, and the divine fire cloud represents a miracle. So bringing Yitro with him, who knows the area, who knows the territory, as kind of insurance, just in case there aren't any miracles, is very savvy. But then he says, I will not go, and then he says, please do not leave us. Right? You can be our guide. You can be our eyes, Le'inayin. So if you come with us, we'll extend to you the same bounty the Lord grants us. And then we get no response. It just goes right to, and they marched from the mountain. Did he go with them? Some people actually aren't sure because there are references in the book of Shoftim to descendants of Yitro being in the land of Israel, which on one hand implies that Yitro did actually go with them. But we know that that could mean descendants of Yitro maybe through Moshe, because of course Yitro's daughter, Tzipporah, was Moses' wife, and they had 2 children together. So it's a little ambiguous. We're not entirely sure what Yitro does here, or why his name is Chovav ben Reuel in this situation. He has a few different names. But again, Moses has this very human moment with Yitro that we often don't get to see from Moses, and that's something that is one of my takeaways and a final thought to offer you. What we're going to do is a little bit, again, out of order, just because with Rabbi Anibal away, we have just to cover some logistical changes. I'm going to go into the green room to let Barb in so that she may do the Haftarah for us in a few minutes. And while I go, I'm going to turn things over to Bonnie and Bill for Hagba and Glila, and for the very important Misha Berach for all those who are ill. They'll read out the names. You can add names. Maybe you have. So,
Yeah, I have, yes.
Kol hakavod to everyone involved in our Torah service. Thank you again to Bonnie, our Gabbai, and our first 3 Aliyot Torah reader, as well as again for Shacharit, and to everyone who had an Aliyah and all the occasions, and happy birthday again to Lois Ackerman. I will be back. For now, Bill and Bonnie, Bonnie and Bill.
Yishar Koach, Matthew. Again, we'll do the virtual Hagba and Glila, just so that we don't pass too closely to each other. So Bonnie will continue.
Torah, Asher Moshe,
Bnei Bnei Israel, Adonai, Yad Moshe, Mitzion, Titzei Torah, Adonai Yerushalayim, Ki Mitzion, Titzei
Torah, Adonai Yerushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael. Baruch Shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato.
So I'll wait for Bonnie to get ready before we do the... Yeah, go ahead if you want to, just to keep it clean. So while Bonnie does that, we have a number of people who have added some names. So I'll start with them. We have a large list of names that have been submitted to us that can use some help in healing. So here are the names that have been submitted. Herbert Singer, Fega Bat Rachel, Pamela Shorten, Yvonne Kaufman, Andrea Gold-Sard. The name of our list we have. Also we have Sheila Streifler, Rita Vine, Alfie, and of course, Lois Ackerman. Happy birthday and all the very, very best. May you be healthy for many, many, many more years. On our list, we have the following names. Harav Shmuel ben Bracha, Aviva bat Malka, Yaakov ben Sion ben Miriam, Yaakov Gabriel ben Esther, Daniel ben Sivia, Eliyahu ben Sarah, Esther Leah bat Nechama, Isabella bat Sarah, Pinchas ben Batsheva, Donna Barnson, Sharon bat Golda, Esther bat Leah, Chaya Zahava bat Leah, Hachazan Shefer ben Miriam, David Tzvi ben Sarah Pessel, Dina Rachel bat Sarah Esther, Shira Naomi bat Dina Rachel, Aharon ben Yamin ben Shira Naomi, Israel Chaim ben Shira Naomi, Yitzchak Chaim ben Sarah, Tova Yael bat Dina Rachel, Eliezer Meir ben Tova Yael, Katriel Yosef ben Tova Yael, Leah bat Rachel, Devorah Gittel bat Leah, Benjamin Pinchas ben Devorah Gittel, Nachum Leib ben Leah, Rina bat Arielo, Yaakov ben Chenia, Ben Hurt, Shalom David ben Sarah, Stephen Lee, Atara bat Etel, Moshe Aharon ben Leah, Ariel Neshama bat Sarah, Judy Sai, Malka bat Esther, Tzvi Aryeh ben Charna, Leah Sarah bat Sarah, Hannah bat Leah Sarah, Leah bat Sarah, Rivka bat Roberta, Bril Cohen, Devorah bat Galuta, Eliachim Pesach ben Esther Pesi, Batya bat Rachel, Shmuel ben Gittel, Liba bat Gittel, Chayalea bat Thega, Hannah bat Edel. Go ahead. Please join us.
Page 34. Is that still on? Okay. Mishe Beirach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Liavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May this prayer renew their strength, their health, and their spirit sooner rather than later. So now we await the Haftorah, and we just wait for Rabbi Leibel to be able to put it together. So here we are.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar bin tovim v'ratza b'divrei hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'moshev Ubisrael amo, ubinviei haemet batzedek. Roni vesimchi batzion, ki hineni va, veshachanti betochech ne'um Adonai. Benilvu goyim Rabim el Adonai bayom hahu v'hayu li le'am v'shachanti betochech v'yadat ki Adonai tzvaot shelachani elayich v'nachal Adonai et Yehuda chelko al admat HaKodesh uvachar od Birushalayim. Has kol basar mipnei Adonai ki neor mimon kodsho. Vayareni et Yehoshua HaKohen HaGadol. Omed lifnei malach Adonai v'hasatan omed al yamino lesikno vayomer Adonai el hasatan igar Adonai becha hasatan vayigar Adonai becha habocher Birushalayim halo zeh ud mutzal me'esh v'hoshua haya lavush begadim so'im ve'omed lifnei hamalach vaya'an vayomer el ha'omdim lefanav lemor hasiru habegadim hatzoim me'alav vayomer elav re'eh he'avarti me'alecha avonecha ve'halbesh otcha machalatzot va'omar yasimu tzaniv tahor al rosho vayasimu hatzaniv hatahor al rosho vayabishuhu begadim umalach Adonai omed vayad malach Adonai bihoshua lemor ko amar Adonai tzvaot et bidrachai telech ve'im et mishmarti tishmor vegam ata tadin et beti vegam tishmor et chatzerai venatati lecha malachim ben ha'omdim ha'eleh Shmana Yehoshua HaKohen HaGadol Ata Bere'echa Hayoshvim Lefanecha Ki Anshe Mofet Hema Ki Hineni Mevi Et Avdi Tzemach Ki Hine Ha'even Asher Natati Lifnei Yehoshua al even achat shiv'a einayim hineni mefatech pitucha ne'um Adonai tzvaot umashti et avon ha'aretz hahi beyom echad bayom hahu ne'um Adonai tzvaot tikra'u ish l're'ehu el tachat gefen ve'el tachat tinah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzur kol ha'olamim tzadik b'kol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'aseh hamdaber kayem shekol dvarav emet b'tzedek ne'eman atahu Adonai Eloheinu v'ne'emanim dvarecha v'davar echad midvarecha Achor lo yashuv rekam, ki el melech ne'eman v'rachaman ata, Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el ha'ne'eman b'kol dvarav. Rachem al Tzion ki hi beit chayenu, ve'la'alu bat nefesh, toshia bimheira b'yameinu, Baruch ata Adonai, mesamech Tzion be'baneha. Samchenu Adonai Eloheinu b'Eliyahu hanavi avdecha, uv'malchut beit David meshichecha, bimheira yavo, ve'yagel libenu, al kiso lo yeshev zar, ve'lo yinchalu od acherim et kvodo, ki b'shem kodshecha nishbata lo, shelo yichbe niro le'olam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai, Magen David. Al HaTorah ve'al HaAvodah ve'al HaNevi'im ve'al Yom HaShabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnucha lekavod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umbarchim otach Yibarach Shimcha Befi Kol Chai Tamid Leolam Va'ed Baruch Ata Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Well, wonderful Haftorah, Ashke Kokeach, beautifully done as usual. And I know someone who's watching is also thinking the same thing. So now we're going to return to Torah. If you are following our Siddur, it's on page 41 of our Saturday morning Siddur with Beahaalot. Beahaalot Hashem Adonai, ki nizgov shemo levado. Hodo al eretz v'shamayim, vayarem keren le'amot tehillah, tehillah lechol hasidav, lifnei Israel, am kerovum. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Eitz chaim hi lamachazikim bom v'tomechem meusham deracheyam darhei noam v'chol netivoteham shalom. Hashivenu Adonai Eilechem v'nashuvam Hadesh Yomeinu Hadesh Yomeinu Hadesh Yomeinu Kekedem. There are so many chats congratulating Barb. It's fantastic. It's lovely done. And now we're just await the return of Rabbi Leibel for the drush, and I hear him coming up the stairs. So here he is, just in time.
I heard you.
Rabbi, your microphone is there. I couldn't put it on the stand.
It's all good. Thank you. That went surprisingly smoothly. I say not because of Barb. Barb did a fantastic job, and not because of Bonnie and Bill, who did a great job, but because I wasn't sure if that was going to work, and it was pretty good. I need just a book, maybe. Okay. I don't often get to do the Dvar Torah. Rabbi Anibal and I have quite a good balance in the way we do things. I love doing, not that I don't love sermons, obviously, it's a great opportunity, and I take it very seriously, and I'm very honored to have this opportunity today. For this sermon, though, I've been wrestling with it all week. So first, let me wish you all a Shabbat Shalom again. And rather than try and speak extemporaneously or to think about it and kind of just speak without any notes, this one I had to write down, because in thinking about what to talk about this week, I could not escape being pulled toward a moment in this parsha, Beahaalot'cha, that I feel compelled to talk about, even though it deals with a difficult and sensitive subject. And it's amazing how sometimes things work out like this in life, the timing. But this moment I'm referring to, and I'll discuss coming right up, is just too fitting, given everything happening in the world, all the protests and conversations going on, especially in the United States, but also very much right here in Canada, that this incident should happen in this week's Parsha, in the Torah. And I wasn't sure if I should talk about it, if it was the right message for our audience, for us. But I couldn't shake the fact that I felt like it would be wrong of me as a rabbi and as a student of the Torah who takes Torah scholarship very seriously, as you know, not to address it. So, let's do it. We didn't read it in today, and we wouldn't have read it in the first triennial cycle. But at the end of this parsha, in chapter 12 of the book of Numbers, in the last episode in Beahaalot'cha, Miriam, Moses' sister, gets in serious trouble for speaking out against Moses and against Moses' wife. I encourage you to read the story, not now. I'll outline everything we need for this discussion, but afterwards it's definitely worth a read, and maybe even some commentary on it. The gist of the story is this: Miriam and Aaron challenge Moses' authority, and God gets so mad. God calls them out, points out why they are wrong, and then Miriam is stricken with tzara'at, which we know is often translated as leprosy, not quite, but tzara'at, and she's forced to isolate outside the camp by herself for a week before she can return and before Bnei Israel continue their journey. But the whole episode starts with this line, and this is where I feel a tremendous level of discomfort. Chapter 12, verse 1, in the Hebrew. Vatidaber Miriam ve'Aharon b'Moshe al odot ha'isha hakushit asher lakach ki isha chushit lakach. Translation from the Etz Chaim Chumash: Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman he had married. In quotes, he married a Cushite woman. Again, that's the Etz Chaim's translation, putting some of their words into quotes, which is interesting. Many other translations just say, for he had indeed married a Cushite woman. Interesting to note, sidebar, that these words are attributed directly to Miriam because of the Hebrew verb vatidaber, which is feminine and singular. Even though it says Miriam ve'Aharon, vatidaber Miriam ve'Aharon, the implication is that Miriam said it and Aaron went along with it. And then together, afterwards, they vocally challenge Moses' authority. This is also why the rabbis point out Miriam gets tzara'at and Aharon doesn't. We have to remember Cush is usually translated as Ethiopia, like in the beginning of Megillat Esther. When we talk about Achashverosh's kingdom, Mehodu ad Cush, from India all the way to Ethiopia. Sometimes Cush is translated as Nubia, which is an area following the Nile River southern Egypt, and into Sudan. But where Cush is really isn't the point here. The point is, the first thing Miriam says draws our attention to Moses' wife being different, particularly because of how she looks, because of the color of her skin, which we rightfully infer is darker than most Israelites. With today's modern lens, I can't help but read this as Miriam made a comment about how Moses' wife was black. And I'm not alone in this. Everett Fox, a renowned translator and scholar of the Bible, admits that if this is referring to her as an Ethiopian, this is, quote, clearly a racial slur. And I'll add, in the book of Jeremiah, when references to Cushim, to Cushites are made, that is often, if not always, about skin color. In Jeremiah it says, can Cushites change their skin or leopards their spots? Calling his wife out as a Cushite, a Cushi, has to be about race. And I think we just have to be honest about that. And it bothers me because the rabbis, the commentators and commentaries, the sages of our tradition, they actually never really touch the subject. In fact, they kind of give Miriam a pass. First, rabbis seem to be more concerned with figuring out who Moses' wife is. We knew he had a wife, Tzipporah, but she was from Midian, not from Cush. So is this a second wife? Maybe a wife from before, maybe a wife from after? Did he go somewhere and marry a woman who was a Cushite? What is this all about? That's their first concern. Who's the woman? Then Rashi goes so far as to excuse Miriam. He says that calling Moses' wife a Cushite is actually paying her a compliment, that it's a synonym for beautiful, and that calling her a Cushite, instead of calling her beautiful directly, somehow wards off the evil eye. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like that reading very much at all. Then there's also another idea in the Midrash that if this was Tzipporah, or whomever this was, that Miriam was actually rushing to defend her because the story behind the story was that Moses had stopped having sex with his wife ever since he started communicating with God. We know from the story with Sinai that when they're getting ready to approach, no sex leading up to it to stay pure. And that because Moses was back and forth in communication with God, he was no longer sleeping with his wife, yet Miriam and Aaron were still sleeping with their partners, so they felt like, what's going on here? It became a challenge of leadership, and in some way, Miriam was rushing to defend Moses' wife because he was denying her the romance she deserves. Maybe race wasn't something topical for the commentaries all those centuries ago. After all, we are talking about opinions from at least 1,000 years ago, if not longer. But we also often talk about how we read the Torah today in the context of today. We look to try and find ways and are often amazingly impressed by how the Torah can offer life lessons to our new and evolving situations all these thousands of years later. That's why when I read this today, I tend to agree with a scholar by the name of Joseph Caspi, who actually was from the 1300s in Spain and said, quote, I am surprised at the ancients, who are so much more perfect than me, how it ever occurred to them to explain a text of the Torah the very reverse of its written meaning. What was Onkelos' warrant for rendering the Hebrew adjective Cushite, black or Ethiopian, as beautiful? The very opposite of what was stated, black being opposite to white. I therefore maintain that the text bears no other interpretation but that Moses took a Cushite or Ethiopian woman. If this is the case, then we cannot ignore Miriam's comments. We cannot ignore what clearly amounts to a racial or ethnic slur. Even if it wasn't the crux, even if, as one argument I read, suggested that it was a comment to throw Moses off, almost like a red herring, and then to attack his leadership. Whatever the reason, whatever the motive behind it, what Miriam said, it's hard to argue against as was racist. This feels so real and so relevant to me. I do not believe Miriam was a racist person. In fact, the entire community waits for her while she's excluded for a week, and the rabbis remind us this is because she earned merit when she watched over Moses when he was a baby in the basket in the river. It implies Miriam is a good person. But good people can say bad things, and it happens all the time. This doesn't excuse that what Miriam said was racist. that can't be given a pass, even if our tradition has leaned that way. Aaron ignores what Miriam says. Moses ignores what Miriam says, from what we see in the Torah, but God does not. And let's not overlook the fact that Miriam's punishment is a skin ailment. We know that so often in the Torah, God's punishments fit the crime, sometimes cleverly and creatively. Miriam calls out another woman for her skin, and she gets punishment on her skin. Do we really think that's a coincidence? The rabbis are quick to draw comparisons between mitzorah, the leprosy, the skin disease, someone with it, and motzi shemra, someone who slanders. And in fact, one of the 6 things we're specifically told to remember from the Torah, like Amalek, like Shabbat, specifically to remember, is Miriam's transgression in the Torah. This is in the wilderness. This is a turning point moment. So the rabbis say it's because of slander, but maybe it's a little more specifically just than general slander. We also know how God feels about singling out people who are different. How many times are we reminded in the Torah not to oppress the ger, the stranger, because we were strangers in the land of Egypt? We didn't live that, though we've lived that in many other places around the world, but Miriam did. Surely she can remember how just a little over a year ago, for all of them, they were living in a society that oppressed them, in which they were slaves, in which they were singled out and disadvantaged and discriminated against for being a ger, for being an other, for being different. I caution myself to speak for everybody, but I can tell you that if you feel like I've felt over the last few weeks, I have a feeling that Jewish people in North America, all over the world, are struggling to figure out how we fit into this whole landscape that's been unfolding over the last few weeks since the murder of George Floyd ignited calls for social justice and action. We know too well what it's like to be an oppressed people. We can sympathize. We know what it's like to be victims of a system that favors someone else and discriminates against us. And we've known this time and time again throughout history. But on the other side, the reality that in Winnipeg, really in all of North America, in Great Britain, in a lot of Europe, in Australia, in most places where Jewish people are, we fit into our societies not as the outsider. I say this very delicately, obviously wanting to treat this topic with sensitivity and respect and not wanting to offend anyone. But the reality is, I'm white. Most of our audience is white, not all. And again, I know that we're talking about majority, but not all. And I know for myself personally, I have benefited from the society, from the system that a lot of people are drawing attention to, from which they have not only not benefited, but felt very much fear. I have never really experienced any hate or any fear in my life, and I was surprised that 6 years on the radio, openly talking about my Judaism, I never once got any form of hate mail on Twitter, on Facebook, or phone calls or emails. It just never happened for me. I truly have benefited, because of the way I look, from fitting into the system that so many people have drawn my attention to, has them living in fear. I hear what black people are saying in the United States. I hear what indigenous people are saying locally, and so many other visible minorities about not feeling safe. And I know I have always felt safe. During these times, we have to hold Miriam accountable. We don't attack her as a person, but we have to attack what she said, so she can learn from it, and so we can all learn from it. Using our language carefully is what's had me really stressed out about this sermon all week, because it's something so important. Lately, I think we find that we need to be open to listening. And we need to be careful of what we say. Our words, we're reminded in this parsha, are so, so powerful. Even if it's just a slight joke, even if it's not what we actually meant. Words are like arrows, as my Baba often reminds me. And when Miriam said what she said, she disparaged another woman, Moses' wife, for nothing other than for looking different. We've come too far. We know too much. We've learned too much to continue to allow this to have a pass. For ourselves, for the people we love, for anyone close to us, we have to engage in conversation when people say the wrong thing. We have to focus on what we say, not what we are. Because certainly we can sympathize if we can't truly empathize. And from Miriam, we can learn that in these changing times, dealing with something that is so systemic, so ingrained, sometimes that goes back thousands of years, it's a very, very difficult problem to solve. But for as where we fit in and where I fit in, all I know today is we can no longer give Miriam a pass for what she said. Shabbat shalom. Okay. Aleinu. Let's conclude our service. I welcome all feedback to this sermon, of course. Let the conversation continue going forward. Let us continue to learn and to help change it and fix a very, very difficult problem.
Rabbi, before we do Aleinu, I did not read this week's Yortzites. So that comes
We
after.
can do that for Mourner's Kaddish, for sure. Did you mention that you've got Minyan tonight at 6 o'clock?
I did not.
Okay. So I got it. Bonnie Robinson and Bill will be back this evening at 6 for anyone who has a Yortzeit for today. There'll be a Torah reading as we start looking ahead to next week's Parsha. Tomorrow morning is at 9 with Bill. No, Bill's going on a holiday. Tomorrow is at 9 with me. And then tomorrow night is at 6 with Bonnie. And now we can continue with Aleinu. But like I said, I welcome all feedback. You can email me. You can send me messages. You can... Hopefully this will inspire some conversation, and I hope you agree that knowing that that was in the Parsha, I just don't know how we could not talk about it. And it's hard. It's such a hard thing. It's a very hard topic to talk about. So thank you for the opportunity to spend about 10, 15 minutes on something very, very important. Aleinu, page 44. Do you want to do it, Bonnie? I'll get the arc. Here.
Comments here. Just read.
Page 44.
Okay.
Yep.
Are we using piano or?
I'll find your key. Go ahead.
Okay. You will? Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vigor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu korim, Umishtachavim umodim, Livnei melech malchei hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. You can change it if you want. Shehu noteh shamayim v'yoser haaretz, Umoshav yekaro b'shamayim ima'al, Ushchinatu zo, Begov he meromim, Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet malkeinu efes ulato, Kakatuv b'torato, V'yadata hayom v'hashavota el levavecha, Ki Adonai hu Elohim, Bashamayim imal, Ve'al haaretz ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד.
I found it eventually.
Yes, you did. That's amazing.
Let's remain standing for the mourner's Kaddish. This week, we commemorate the Yortzites of David Louis Stitz, father of Rose Muchnick, of William Muchnick, father-in-law of Rose Muchnick, Harold Fleischman, husband of Brownie Fleischman, Israel Amberg, remembered by Alan and Gloria Cantor, and Joyce Fingerout, mother of Barbara Krolik, all of blessed memory. Were there any other Yortzite names? On page 46, let's stand together for the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayedecho Beit Yisrael b'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. Yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei dekudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushvechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shalom araba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav u'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. You may be seated. Bonnie's going to lead us in Adon Olam. I'm going to let her pick the tune, because she's done such a fabulous job today. Next week, Rabbi Anibal will be back, but I want to thank Bill for coming in. Truly great to see you. It's been tough not having you, and it's great to have you here. I know you've been doing the Daily Minions so many times, but it's great to have you on Shabbat, to have the team together. And Bonnie, thank you so much. And to all of you, thank you for the opportunity to spend a couple of hours with you on Shabbat morning. And just a real privilege for all of us. So we hope that you have a fantastic Shabbat, however you spend it, wherever you are spending it. And you can see Bonnie and Bill again tonight at 6. Wish Bill a happy week off so that he can rest up a little bit. And I'll see you if you want to tune in tomorrow morning. So,
Is there a Taubman Adon Olam?
I'm sure Taubman's written Adon Olam, but I don't know that we know it. So you're going to have to...
do the boys' choir?
Yeshiva Boys Choir? I'm just not entirely sure what your key is.
We can use Rabbi Mass's key. It's fine.
That key's okay?
I'll make it work.
Oh boy. Okay.
Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra. Leit Nasa, B'chef Sokol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra. Leit Nasa, B'chef Sokol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra. Ve'acharei kichlot hakol, Levado yimloch nora. Ve'hu haya, ve'hu hove, ve'hu yiyeh b'tifara. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra. Leit Nasa, B'chef Sokol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra. Ve'hu echad, ve'ein sheni, Lehamshilo, lehachbira. Ve'li reshit, ve'li taklit, ve'lo ha'oz ve'hamisra.
Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra. Le'nasa v'chev sokol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra.
Vehu Eli v'chai goli, Vitzur chavli b'yitzara. Vehu nisi umanos limanad kosi b'yom ekra.
Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra. Le'nasa v'chev sokol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra.
Beyado afkid ruchi, Beitishan be'aira,
Ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li velo ira. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra. Le'nasa v'chev sokol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra. Le'nasa v'chev sokol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra.
That's awesome.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Have a fantastic Shabbat. Rest of the weekend. We'll see you again next time. Thanks so much.
I could see why it's such a sensitive topic. It's not an easy, right? It's very can't ignore it. You know, it's not like you know all of that. All the groups that you could talk about, this one, that one, I mean, there were some scholars, but at the time, that's to me, that's the crux of incident. So when everybody's talking about, you know, the guy at the restaurant, what did he say? What did he mean? Whatever. Yeah. Hang on a second. This is not the time to think twice before you say anything. Exactly. What was our big number? We went up to about 63. Okay. And then we floated with 55 and 60, and of course they floated. Okay. But no, it's good. Okay, I'll go turn off downstairs. I'm going to keep this. This is the Hebrew names that I'm about to talk. Some of them are obviously also weekdays. It's kind of nice to have them on hand here.